Hello, one and all. We are bringing you our Raw After WrestleMania predictions.
Are you feeling Raw after WrestleMania?
Oh, you bet I am. Yeah, so we figured, even though we don't know the full card yet, and it's all still being fleshed out, and we don't know the outcomes or anything that's going to happen,
Mostly guesswork.
why don't we just predict what might happen after WrestleMania?
Despite the title, we're just going to talk whatever the fuck we want, really.
That's pretty much all we do all show. So if you
true.
don't want to listen to that, then is what it is. But we'll dive in, shall we? Because the title picture is going to be completely different, isn't it?
Isn't it? Look how different that is.
Look at emo John Cena.
It's even the wrong belt. That's how different this is.
It is. Okay.
Does it even spin?
I grabbed this picture off Google Images. It was a last minute thing. This is a last minute segment.
You have AI now. You just tell AI to do it for you.
That is true. But we both believe John Cena's winning the belt at WrestleMania, don't we?
We do.
So then the title picture changes, doesn't it? Because what happens now? Now The Rock's got his corporate champion. Does The Rock rock up at the Raw after WrestleMania?
Yes.
So there's that aspect to it. Cody's going to be Crybaby Cody.
Probably.
Because he's lost his belt and he's all sad.
He has to find a smile again.
Got to find a smile. Then you've got Randy Orton, who his opponent has been taken away. Kevin Owens, not going to have that match. He might go after Nick Aldis or whatever. Is he then going to set something up with John Cena on the Raw after WrestleMania? Because them two like to fight forever.
That is true.
So could we get some seeds planted here? Because the Raw after WrestleMania doesn't really take into account brand splits.
Would be a nice lead back if the one who takes the belt off Cena is Randy, and that leads to Randy.
He needs to not have that name.
Leads to Randy Cody. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Well, that's it.
Cody could have some time away,
Layers.
right, and be like do something really cringe, like be a plumber for a little bit, And it's not the profession that's cringe; it's the connection.
The son of a plumber.
Yeah.
You could do. But, again, it's all layers in it. You could plant the seed here between Orton and Cena for the future, and you can also plant Cody and Randy. Because Cody's going to want a rematch, isn't he? And Randy's going to be like, hang on.
And then there's Punk.
Well, that's basically what its main event night one matches, isn't it? I've got Roman and Seth, Shield, history, amazing.
Storytelling.
And then there's Punk. So he's going to have Paul Heyman. Got the favour of having Paul Heyman walk him down the aisle. Right? So he's gonna also be vying for the title. Him and John Cena have a history, don't they? Money in the Bank stole the title. So for me, these are
just keep on coming.
These are the major players after WrestleMania.
I agree.
In terms of where we go with the main title.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
It's crazy that Roman's not in the major player category anymore.
I know. Well, I think if Roman loses, he's going to have a bit of time off again.
I agree.
Because he likes having time off, doesn't he, Roman?
He does like some time.
It's been a while since he had time off. It's been at least 3 weeks or something.
That is true.
So, I think he'll go away for a little bit. So, this for me is what because we've only got Cena.
I think Coach's going away for a little bit.
I don't know,
he's been holding it down for over a year or whatever.
You say that, but he's hardly even been that involved.
I've seen 700 different people get in the ring and talk about how important Cody is to WWE and how much he's been holding the championship up on his shoulders and all his products. So that has got to be true because so many people have said it.
Even if he does go away, I think he'll rock up at Raw and probably say something like that, like "I'm going to find a smile," and go away that way. And Randy Orton would be like, "Well, if you decide to come back, I'm going to be the champ when you do."
And I actually think they probably try and milk the story. And he'll come back and he'll be like, "I need to get they need to retake the title that my dad." And you're like, "Fuck off." Yeah. You can't do that every time.
I need to finish the sequel. No!
Honestly, there's going to be some crazy story in it. Like, the sequel's always better. It's like, it's never better. Like, it's honestly.
Except for Terminator 2.
Yeah, T2. Fair.
Come on. And controversially, Die Hard 3.
What? Look, Die Hard 3 is really good.
Better. No, Die Hard 1 doesn't have.
We can all agree Die Hard 2 is a bit.
Doesn't have a ticking time bomb thing.
Look, we can all agree Die Hard 2 is a bit naff.
Except on the PlayStation, because that was the shooter one, wasn't it?
That is true. That was good. But Die Hard 1, best film. It's
also a Christmas film. Come on. Turn heel on the 8th.
Nakatomi Plaza is where it's at, mate.
Anyway.
Samuel, it was a great film. You can't knock it. But first one was the best one.
Which was the better Die Hard, guys? Let us know
in the
comments below. See, we're getting better.
And now we'll truly know if people
only waited like 4 minutes.
There's nothing about this that a bot would pick up on.
People don't watch it. People just see what it is and go, I think this is going to happen at RAW After WrestleMania. Or change your title, dickhead. You know, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Or you don't even watch AEW. You know, one of them.
Yeah, we get them at times, yeah.
Anyway, so, yeah. That's what I think is going to happen. What are your thoughts? Like, how's this all going to go down? Because for me, the Raw After WrestleMania is going to be like Netflix premiere level, I think.
I think Rock is definitely rocking up. I think him and Cena are going to talk about how, you know, the way things are going to be now.
I did think, I just actually thought I'm talking over you.
No, that's fine, dude.
I did think I was going to put Drew in here at some point. I thought maybe they're going to recruit Drew as well.
Yeah, nice.
But then I was like, nah.
Yeah. But I think I don't think we're going to get Cody. I think he might even actually just disappear after Mania, and it'll be what's going on there. I think Randy will come out, and I think that we'll start setting up that feud.
Okay. Honestly, Punky Brewster.
I think
Paulie.
I don't think Punk will. I think Punk will just be sat with Paul somewhere.
Okay.
Cool. Thanks, Paul.
I don't think it's in Cody's character to not talk to the fans afterwards. I think if he just goes away, people will be like, "Oh, what a bitch."
Well, I think that's the point, isn't it? That's the mystery setup. Is like, oh, I broke him. What happened?
Unless the Rock rocks up at WrestleMania and they beat him down so bad, he's like away. You know. But,
away.
So we've got
to get it in there, didn't you? You fucker.
Yahoo! Okay, right. So we'll go on to that's kind of the main event thing. Then they got the other belt, right? My wild prediction here, Anthony.
A returning Bronson Reed.
Right. Yes. So you seem to think Jey Uso's going to win, don't you?
I do.
And I'm like, nah, it's Gunther.
But you set this up nice.
But if Jey Uso does win,
notice that's a belt on his shoulder cap.
Jey Uso does win. Who'd you put him against? Who's his next foe?
Big Jim.
Well, Big Bronson Reed. What I'm
or
thinking.
Little Jimmy. I don't know.
What I'm thinking, because you're going to want to give him someone who he's not going to lose the belt straight away. But it's like it's a world title, so you can't put him against Drew.
So some of this prediction is he's back off injury.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he's returning from injury.
Is he ready to be back?
Well, he broke his foot, or he hurt his foot at Survivor Series. So we've had
break that though.
Rest of November, December, January, February, March, April.
No, you didn't say break. You said hurt. Yeah, it was a break.
Well, he's Big Bronson Reed, isn't he?
That makes it even worse.
Just saying. So, okay.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be cool. That'd be a cool feud if he come back.
Yeah, I think we go down that route. If it's not Bronson, who are we thinking then? Who's the first feud for Jey Uso?
I know I didn't predict this before, but like, and you'll hate this. I hate this. Just saying it.
Why are you saying it then?
If they drop the title off Bron Breakker.
Oh, brother! Ooh.
I know. But the big on Bron, and I could see him getting pushed to the title scene, to the main title scene, should I say? But he'd have to lose the IC title for that. So let's say you're right, and like someone like Penta gets the IC title, then Bron has to run somewhere, and he's going to.
Do you know? It's a great shout though, because for me, Jey Uso's booking is going to be. It's not going to be like he topples Gunther, and now he's like the man. It's going to be, and now he's got this next challenge. How's he possibly going to get through that? You know what I mean? It's going to be that kind of booking for Jey. I don't think he's going to solidify himself as like he can hang with everybody. No. I think he's always going to be like the underdog champ. So
I mean, that's kind of how they booked this belt as a whole, really, unfortunately.
Yeah, a little bit. So based on that, I think.
I mean, you could also like Seth isn't in your main title picture. You could also elevate Jey by putting him against somebody like Seth.
You could.
Former champ.
My only thought there, and I guess that could also be part of the Bron Breakker one a little bit as well, is if Seth doesn't win that match, why has he earned himself a shot? You know.
Well, I don't know how you get there for that, but it's a potential feud.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like,
no,
not
I agree
for
with
the
that.
Raw After Mania. I take your point.
Yeah, I'd like to see him get there with that, but yeah, I think he needs someone who you like.
Unless, again, if your prediction's right and Sethy boy betrays everyone with Paul,
then that
and
could
Paul's
work.
like, well, let's get a belt back on your boy.
Oh, and there's that bloodline stuff there, isn't there? History between Paul and Jey, so that could work.
All adding up.
Okay. Alexa Bliss will return with the Wyatt Sicks.
Okay.
Because we haven't seen them in a while, and for what we know, they've just got nothing for them. Well, there's injuries, but then there's nothing for them creatively. So I'm thinking they're going to reintroduce them, and the bigger introduction's going to be they rock up with Alexa, and it's like, ooh,
nice.
Think that's going to happen?
I mean, maybe, but I worry about factions like this, similar to Final Testament, and they do nothing for them so much that they end up losing half of the group.
Yeah,
like they don't really. I feel like WWE, especially lately, just don't really know what to do with this sort of thing.
It's strange. They like to keep an element of this stuff because obviously it's in the law, isn't it? Like, not like
in the law.
You don't respect the law.
But like, it's another one Trump made.
The law of WWE, like Undertaker, Kane, that kind of stuff. So you like to keep an element of it, but in this modern world now,
like there really isn't much left.
It's tricky for them to fit in a way. Because like, what are they? They're a bit spooky, but they're not a cult. But are they a cult? Like, what actually are they?
I don't think they know.
Yeah. So they need to figure that out. But I think if they get Alexa added to the group, that'll give them a bit of fresh impetus.
Yes. Impetus.
Yeah, impeti.
Yes.
I go.
Quite.
So I don't know what they're going to do, who they're going to go after. Maybe they'll go after who's the women's champ on? Well, yeah, whoever the women's champ is.
Yeah, so, we don't know. We don't know, pal.
We don't know.
I mean, they could go after Jay.
Could do.
Fireflies.
Uncle Harry. Could work. Yeah, I do think the Wyatt Sicks will be the prime to return. And obviously Alexa's, they've just brought her back for the Rumble. She's got nothing. You don't just let someone like that just sit on the sidelines. Don't. So, bring her back.
Okay.
Then, potential returns, Anthony.
Why is he shouting?
Because he is.
He should be happy.
I've heard that Aleister Black has returned. Now, if you believe some of the rumours, the vignettes on SmackDown may be for him. Maybe he won't rock up here, but he's not rocked up on SmackDown yet. So you never know. But you've got Aleister Black, you've got Miro primed to return. Apparently he's re-signed. You've got Omos, believe it or not.
Well, he was never not signed though, was he?
Well, no, but he's just listed as a free agent. He went to Pro Wrestling Noah, didn't he, and stuff.
Oh, I was under the impression he was still signed with WWE, but
he is. Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
Sorry, so
you said free agent.
Yeah, so basically what I mean is people who are just could return.
Right, okay, sorry, yeah.
Because like I've also got Sami Zayn in here. Now he's never gone anywhere, but it's just nothing to do after the Kevin Owens match. So, yeah.
Well, this highlights the problem though, because like Aleister Black and Miro are deserved stars. And then people are going to do exactly what they always do. And they'll go, oh, they should come back home. And then WWE will have a shitload of stuff going on, and through no disrespect, won't really book them.
Yeah.
They get the initial pop so they can get the Tony Fumble chance and all that bollocks, right? But after that, they won't really have a lot for them to do. And then they'll go right back to moaning, oh, you're not using them right. And go, of course they're not, because there's a load of shit going on.
That's not always true. Look at how well Andrade's doing at the minute.
Prime example. Like, I know we love to watch NXT and laugh at how they've got a few former AEW guys.
Watch NXT?
The royal way, right? But the reality is they can't fucking buy everyone just to go, screw you, Tony Khan. Yeah. And I'm not saying that's why they're doing it, but that's why the fans want this kind of stuff. Well, they'll want that moment of going, another one, and you're like, yes, sound. But then you're just going to get upset when they don't use them that much.
But the thing we're going to have to face into as well is there's going to be roster cuts after Mania. There has to be. They're
100%.
And people are like, but they've got so much money. It's like, well, they do. But look at how many people aren't going to make it onto this Mania card.
Yeah.
And then you signed a bunch of other guys. Or
not even, like, it won't even be cuts like you say, they've got the money to keep them. And on a business sense, you don't pay for people you're not using.
Exactly.
So there'll be that interest. But then there'll be talent there who's like, I want to be on screen. So we'll probably quite happily be cut. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and they'll want some of the new toys to be on screen. But the reality is, like, we're on the Triple H era, but maybe not so much Aleister Black because he had a decent run, like character-wise. But they're not going to do anything with, like, to be fair, it's not this. Miro had, Rusev Day, didn't he? But I feel like they're going to get the same results with Miro or Rusev, and they're going to go, oh, he should be a world champ, and they won't fucking pull the trigger on him.
Well, that's the thing, though. Well, I'm completely contradicting because I've probably even said it. I was like, how do you find the space to give someone like Miro a world championship run when you've got all these top guys, but then you've done it with Jey Uso? So
yeah,
essentially,
did he put him up against Jey Uso? And then I can only ever really see him being fed to somebody to solidify them as champ. I don't think they'll go, yeah, we want to bring him back and we want to put the belt on him and he's going to be a huge draw. I don't think they're expecting that.
Well, it's one of them. There's only so many main event spots, isn't there?
Yeah.
So if you're bringing him back, you're probably looking around the IC US picture, which is where he was.
I sincerely hope they come back under that understanding, though, because if they come back thinking they're going to be treated better, like it's coming back to your ex, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's it. It's on them. They've got to prove that they've changed. They've grown. They're different.
You're making me do this. Like what the fuck? Like I don't know.
John Cena's going to break up with them all again.
Yeah, John Cena's just there with a shovel and ready. We're burying everyone again.
That's what he does.
Bring back the Nexus.
So do you think any of these are going to rock up on the Raw After Mania? Maybe
think
Sammy the most.
If the vignettes are said to be true, then I think Aleister's probably SmackDown. So I think, yeah, I think that'll probably happen maybe before Mania even.
Okay. Shit, though,
where would you put it though? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
He's back.
Maybe you wait.
Not good enough to be on the Mania card though.
He's back. But,
straight away. Very.
Yeah, so maybe they'll do it after Mania, but it'll be SmackDown affair.
Could Miro be the surprise opponent for Randy Orton if he doesn't go down the Nick Aldis route?
Maybe it could be.
Sami Zayn.
Yeah. Sami Zayn could step in for his mates, but they don't get
Doesn't
along.
really make sense, though, does it? So,
yeah. It's tough, man. It's tough.
Okay. So they're the return side of things, except for the man.
Oh, why lonely Becky?
Well, because...
Oh, she's all alone.
I wanted to give her own spotlight here.
You make her look so alone. We're all her friends.
I want to give her own spotlight because this has been the most talked about thing for ages. Like, is she ever coming back? She's not going to be at WrestleMania. So is it the Raw After WrestleMania?
Define ever. I don't think she's any interest in coming back right now, but you never say never in the world of wrestling.
Yeah, but how long for? How long do you
I don't think she's going to Bret Hart it. You know what I mean?
Well, that's unfair.
What?
That wasn't his choice.
I'm not saying it was his choice, but I mean, like, he wouldn't come back to the WWE for literal decades. Wouldn't you know what I mean? Like, I don't mean like in ring.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not being that mean.
Well,
I mean, like, in terms of like time away from WWE, I don't think she's going to go for like a Bret Hart level, like years and years and years. But like, can we say ever? Like, that's. I think we'll probably be another couple of years. I think she's enjoying doing her own thing.
Oh, okay.
Honestly, do.
I do think she's going to come back.
I think she'll be back.
I think she'll be back this year.
Really?
It's not like Raw After WrestleMania. I think it's SummerSlam time or something.
I think you give her till next year's Rumble, and then get that massive pop when she comes back.
That's a bit of change in it. Not coming back for years. And I'm like, she'll be back this year. Give it till the Rumble.
I said a couple of years, and I'm trying to be reasonable.
9 months. 9 months.
Trying to be reasonable to your point. You give it till the Rumble. She's been gone long enough that it'll be a big pop when her music hits.
It'll be a big pop anyway, won't it?
What even is her music now?
Whoa.
Is it still there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think so.
I thought they might have Death Rebel it.
God. Yeah, I can see it coming back, you know.
Fine.
I can see it coming back on the Raw After WrestleMania.
I disagree.
Okay. So you've got the returns.
Just love how quickly we moved on.
Then we've got the call-ups.
I mean...
Which NXT stars are getting called up, Anthony? And we can remove our favourites from it. I don't think Ren Sinclair's getting brought up. I don't think Ariana Grace is getting brought up. I don't think Karma Petrovich is getting brought up. I don't think... I know I'm just listing all a bunch of women here, but...
I didn't recognise any of those names. I'm kidding. I'm just trying to upset you. I'm sorry.
But people who could get called up. So, depending on what happens in the title match, you know, Obafemi, Trick Williams, they are ready.
I think Obafemi's the most ready.
Yeah. He's definitely
honest. I don't think there's much more he can really do around NXT. I think he's definitely ready for the main roster. And don't worry, they still have
Ethan Page.
Whatever Pillman Jr.'s new name is. I can't remember.
Alexis King.
That one. And they still have Ricky Saints. So, you know, they'll be fine.
Well, exactly. So I think it's time to bring one or both of them up, right? Roxanne.
I mean...
What happened to her? She literally was there at the Rumble, was there at the Chamber. Nowhere. Then she was back on NXT competing for some tournament. I was like, what?
She's main roster already, yeah.
So she needs to come up. And then you've obviously got Lash Legend and Julia. There's two others who, you know, are they potentially ready for the call?
I don't think so, to be honest. Okay. I think Obafemi and Roxanne are your most likely bets. Roxanne's pretty much already come to the main roster.
What I don't understand about Julia, though, is why take the belt off her and give both belts to Stephanie Vaca?
But then why make Stephanie Vaca vacate one of them?
Well, yeah, exactly.
Because they can't decide what the fuck they want.
Well, yeah. But that to me makes me think that they've took the belt off Julia to debut her.
Maybe.
On the main roster.
I mean, let's be honest, the booking's a little bit of a clusterfuck at times. Like, I hate when they do that. I hate when it's like, you have to vacate one of the belts. It's not fair. It's like, have a fucking match for it then.
Yeah.
Fuck's that?
Yeah. Sorry. But then if she wins the match, it doesn't really solve the problem, does it? That's why they don't do that. So she has to drop it. And then other people have to fight for it.
My point is, right, how bittersweet is it to win a belt that, like, the other person had to vacate?
Yeah, to be fair.
Like I won.
We couldn't beat the actual champ for it.
Yeah, I couldn't have beat you, but I got the belt. Yeah. And then they changed the rules so randomly. Like, didn't Braun Breaker have to give up the North American title? But then Dom could hold it, even though he was on the main roster. And none of it makes sense. and they just don't know what the fuck they want. Like, we're talking like she had to drop the belt to come to the main roster, but they do what the fuck they want all the time.
They do.
So no, I don't think they had a plan when they made her drop the belt.
Okay, so you don't think Julie's ready? Or,
No.
well, not going to get called up anyway.
I don't think she got called up. I'm not saying she's not ready. But
Lastly, takes us on
draft.
Did they announce the draft?
Is that little flick under the W? Is that representing NXT?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So Raw, SmackDown, and NXT.
Yeah.
But we are going to get a draft, aren't we? We get drafty in here.
Mm-hmm. You leave the door open, we will.
So do they announce it?
Kind of works. Because you leave the door open.
Yeah.
The forbidden door, maybe.
Oh.
I'm just talking China.
Yeah,
right.
there you are. I mean, that's no different to any.
I mean, that's true. Yeah, now.
Yeah.
How about the last 4 years?
But do we get this? Do we get the first inkling that there's going to be a draft announced, teased straight after WrestleMania?
Could do. Yeah, and Cody would be like, I'm the first draft pick. Because,
He's going away to be a plumber, isn't he?
Oh, yeah, he's being a plumber.
Mm.
Or he's just playing Mario. Something like that.
Something involving a plumber.
Like, technically, I'm being a plumber.
Yeah, I can see this happening. I think part of the shake-up that we may see at WrestleMania will lend itself to doing a shake-up of the rest of the roster. Because it does feel a little bit imbalanced at times.
That's the thing. As much as we can talk shit about the draft, it's probably quite useful, especially right now.
Yeah.
Mix some shit up.
Exactly. And that's
Get
how
the
you
old bottle set out again.
That's how you... It's like that thing from South Park, isn't it? Family Guy choosing the manatees.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I do think this will help with the call-ups from NXT, freshen up the roster, and I think, unfortunately, will lead to some releases as well. I don't want to speculate exactly on who they're going to be. But...
They actually televised that part of the draft. Yeah. Sorry, you didn't get drafted.
Yeah. Oh, let's see what show you're on. Future Endeavored.
Fuck! AEW! Oh.
Yeah, that would be cool, actually.
It would be cool if you could Forbidden Door this shit, but I don't think they'll ever get along, sadly.
No chance. But they were our Raw After WrestleMania predictions. Way too early, of course, and none of this may happen, but we want to know, what do you think's going to happen on the Raw After WrestleMania? Let us know in the comment below. And if you made it this far, why don't subscribe?
I made it this far.
Yeah, we did, barely. Because I'm tired. But yeah, so nice I'll play it twice. But subscribe to the channel. Audio listeners, just OGs, we just love you. And mad props. Mad props to the audios. We're with you everywhere. Everywhere you want to hear.
In your ears.
Liquid butter. Coming in your ears. But yeah, we filmed all this stuff in advance, so sorry if it's all out of date, but it's Easter time, so
we're eating eggs.
Chocolate eggs. Make it sound like we're just going around fucking lizards.
That's how I spend my Easter.
So yeah, so if you are celebrating, enjoy the chocolate eggs. Enjoy all the other festivities.
I was going to be political for a second, be like, do you think the price of eggs in America would apply to chocolate eggs as well?
Oh shit, yeah. Yeah, we're sorry about the price of eggs.
Yeah,
sorry about the tariffs and that.
It helps. I mean, our country's not much better.
Yeah. Solidarity.
Everything costs everything.
Solidarity across the world. But yeah, enjoy, and we'll catch you on the next one.
A to the K.
A to the K.